Hello, my name is Derek. You guys might know me as car number 5. But anyways, I wanted to make a video and just talk about MLB The Show 18 and give some feedback on what I believe are some really serious issues in the game, specifically for the online mode. So before I get into it, I just kind of want to explain what I'm going to be talking about mainly. There are some other issues I have in this game, fielding, um, PCI consistency and all that. But the main thing I'm going to be talking about is uh, the feedback. The feedback seems to be bugged or inaccurate, glitch, whatever you want to call it. It's very inconsistent. So what I want you guys to mainly focus on is the pitch location before the swing on my screen, and then look at the feedback afterwards. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, there may be a few reasons why this is causing this, and the number one reason I thought potentially maybe was that the batter's strike zone, it changes batter to batter depending on their height. But I went and checked it. I'm sure you guys know as well that that is not the case. The strike zone, the feedback is not affected. So if you have a guy like Altuve and then a guy like Trout comes up, it's for whatever Altuve did in his appearance, it's going to be shown on the feedback, and his strike zone is going to be accurate to Altuve's strike zone. It's not going to change based on Judge or whoever the next batter is. So if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, just don't worry about it. Just focus on the pitch location in these examples I'm going to show you guys. Alright, so this first one, this is me playing. There's like 5 or 6 samples at least in this game. In this first one, you'll see I just have a weak grounder to the pitcher. And these first few examples, I'm going to give you guys real time, and then I'm going to give you guys slow motion. So you guys see here in slow motion, look where the pitch is at. PCI is all the way under it. Even if I'm early on that, I really probably shouldn't ground out, but I wasn't early. I had good swing timing, and you guys can see, look where the changeup's at. It was showing it all the way below the strike zone, and most definitely was not. Alright, here's another example. This is a curveball. And I thought I hit this out, but we'll actually look at where the pitch is. And like I said, sometimes these benefit me, sometimes, they cause me to have a weak grounder. But you guys can see this is the curveball. Here it is in slow motion. If you guys want to go back and look at these, that's up to you. But I put the first few in slow motion just to show you guys. If you guys do want to go back and look at it. But you can see, look how far under I am on that ball. And I'm off-centered a little bit, but you guys can see that ball on the feedback showed it at the bottom of the strike zone right there. That should have been a pop-up to shortstop. I almost benefited from that and hit a home run. So that's just an example of it almost benefiting me at least. Here's another example. This is Matt Kemp. By the way, my opponent is pitching Oral Hershiser. So you guys see there, it's a pop-up to shortstop. Let's look at the feedback. And if you look at the feedback, it actually said, I was pretty much on the ball and I got weak contact. That's just another example of PCI inconsistency, but I'm not really talking about that in this video. But I'm going to slow it down for you guys in slow motion just so you guys can watch what actually happened here. So again, this is Hershiser. And these are all different pitches, sinkers, curveballs. It's not just one pitch. But look how far underneath I am on that. So this is kind of weird in 2 ways. So I don't disagree, that I should have had a weak pop-up, but look at the feedback. If you look at that feedback, a lot of people are going to be, upset with that. I mean, that probably should have at least been a deeper fly out to center field or left field. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next batter. Right here, I get a fastball up and in to my created player. I had good timing, and I do get a base hit. Again, sometimes you are going to get base hits because grounders have a better chance to actually get singles. Sometimes you get lucky enough to find the hole. So if we actually look at that feedback, some of these are really weird. One, I was not on top of it. Two, that pitch was in the strike zone. But I don't see this too often. Usually the pitch is just slower on the feedback than where it actually was on my screen when I was swinging. So if you guys want to look at some of these and go back, feel free. But this one's really weird. Alright, so moving on. Still Hershiser, still the same game. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, you guys can see pretty much on that. I'm not sure what the pitch was, but he hung that. And I do get a lucky base hit here. I believe that's Gary Sanchez. But that should have been crushed. I hit it back up the middle, so that was good timing. We'll look at the feedback. That was pretty much right down the middle, a little bit away. But you guys can see, you know, the feedback is saying I was on top of it, which I was not. And again, it's not because of the PCI moving, it's because of the pitch location on the feedback being inaccurate. Here's another one where I ground out. You guys can clearly see that I was not on top of it and end of the inning. So we're going to start to go through a lot of these a lot faster now. And again, right here, pretty much squared it up, off center just a little bit. And again, we got some of these, we're getting lucky ground balls to go through, but really these should be harder hits. At least, you know, it'd make more sense if they're lineouts to center field or something, but you know, a lot of these should be hit harder for sure. And we'll look at the feedback here. It showed me again on top of it. And if you go back, definitely was not on top of it. So there's something really weird going on. I'm not sure what it is. And again, I don't see these offline or any other games. And I'm also going to show an example. Because some people think that wherever the catcher is catching it is what the feedback is showing, but it's never played like that. You guys know that. Definitely something weird going on. Here's another grounder where, again, it's showing me on top of it, but I definitely was not. So again, keep paying attention to where that pitch location is on feedback. So now we're going to move on to another game. Again, this is my friend Digos, and we're just going to start out here. You guys can see he's under it a little bit. Gets a pitch inside. He has good timing. He might be just early. I'm not sure. I thought I was gone, but he actually flew out to left field here. But again, don't really pay attention to that so much. Look at this feedback. It's really weird. That really makes no sense at all. And so yeah, I mean, according to that feedback, he shouldn't even hit it that far. But honestly, he should have got rewarded. And here's another one where he's pretty much on it. Yeah, this is the pitch pretty much like low and away a little bit. Or actually, this is one example of the pitch not moving and he hits a home run. My bad. But you guys can look at the feedback. This is the type of results, you know, we should be getting consistently. That was a slider. He pretty much dotted up and he got rewarded. That's the things we should be seeing, but we're not seeing. Sorry, that was just one example. And here's another one. I'm not sure if this is Harper or not. Again, Chris Sale's pitching. And again, he does get a base hit here. He is early on this, actually. But I just want you guys to pay attention to the pitch location on the feedback right now. Boom, right there. You guys can see his PCI didn't even move that much, even though he was early. But for some reason, that pitch said it was down and away off the PCI. But if you go back, he wasn't. And again, I'm showing you guys the very last frame before he makes contact. So the pitch really doesn't have much of a chance to be breaking, you know, entire quadrants of the strike zone. Here's another example. And look, this one's really weird. Yeah, his PCI did rise a little bit. He was early. He probably should have grounded out anyway. But again, just pay attention to that pitch feedback location. It's not making any sense. All right, so moving on. Next batter here we got, I believe this is Reggie Jackson. I think he has Edwin Diaz. His opponent has Edwin Diaz. But you can see he is way underneath this. There is no way he should have grounded out. Even if he had early timing, he was way underneath that. But you guys can see, look at the feedback. Look where that pitch ended up being. Yes, it was a slider. And again, that was the last frame before contact. So there's no way that pitch broke that much, you know, after he swung. So that's definitely not the issue. Now the next game, look, this is Reggie Jackson. Or no, this is Willie Stargell, my bad. And you guys can see he is completely underneath this, and he actually gets rewarded for it. So that's just an example of how inconsistent it is. And this is not every batter. It's about, I would say it's about every other batter, but you guys can see on the feedback it shows he was on it, and he clearly was not. Here's another one, different game. Again, we're going to show, you know, a few different ones and some different games now just to show you it happens. It happens every game. This one, he was on it. He did hit a hard grounder to third, but, you know, that should have at least been a line drive. He hung that changeup, and it showed him that the PCI was on top of the ball. And if you go back and look, yeah, he was just early, but, you know, the PCI isn't moving that much on just early. Here's an example of one of my games. This is Gary Sanchez, a curveball low and away. I'm not arguing that I should have had a grand slam there or anything, but I believe I definitely should have hit that in there. I had good timing. I did get a base hit up the middle. Again, that's not really the whole point, though. And look where it shows the curveball ended up being. So that's, you know, that just goes to show you it's very inconsistent right now. I would say it's happening at least every other batter. And again, I could have got way more clips per game. I just wanted to show you guys a few things. It happens multiple times per game. So I took 2 games out and showed you guys multiple examples. And then I took a few other clips from just a few other games, just one clip in a game, just to show you guys it happens in other games as well. It's not just based off your opponent's connection or your connection or whatever. It's not just a latency issue. I'm not a programmer. I don't really know. I'm not gonna act like I know. If I had to guess, it'd be some kind of network code. I don't really know though. I just wanted to give you guys these examples, and if you guys ever want to talk or you guys need more examples, feel free to let me know. And honestly, I think a lot of these might be easier to go through like a live Skype call or something to show you guys. It honestly would save me a lot of time too, because it does take me a while to make these videos. But I did want to make at least one video to show you guys, because I know sometimes the screenshots don't do it justice. But hopefully you guys can pass this on and it can help make the gameplay better, because again, I'm not trying to be too negative with you guys. You guys have made really great games, but in my opinion, the online is, you know, when it's playing like that, you might as well just flip a coin. There's no skill gap. It's just really, really random, and there's a few other problems as well, but honestly, this makes it, in my opinion, unplayable when the game is playing like that. You don't know what's going on. You can't just tell yourself to swing under the ball every time, because again, it doesn't happen every time. And the breaking balls seem really weird. I mean, it happens on fastballs. I don't know if I showed you. I think I showed you a few on sinkers, but it happens on all pitches. I had a few examples of four-seamers. I don't think I was recording at the time, but it happens on all pitches. But breaking balls do seem to be a lot worse than other pitches, and makes the feedback really weird. And again, it's not just a visual bug with the feedback. It's definitely affecting your balls in play, because you can see almost all those examples. Either myself or DGOS, we were, you know, on the ball or under the ball, and they ended up being grounders, weak grounders. Yes, some of them found holes, but again, you guys know that's not the point. We want our inputs to be reflected in the game and matter. So if we square up a ball, we want at least a line drive. So anyways, I hope this helped, guys. Thanks a lot. Keep up the hard work, guys, and if you guys need anything, let me know. Peace.